What's up YouTube? Welcome to a very special video. Today we will discuss some crazy tech news. We originally planned to get this video up on Saturday, but due to all the chaos in the world, we could not. We are trying our best to get as much quarantine content up for you guys as possible. Let's get on with the news. Let's begin the news by talking about the internet. Due to coronavirus, there are more people active on the internet, which has caused an unprecedented strain on the internet. In light of that, Netflix and YouTube will be reducing streaming quality in Europe for 30 days. A Netflix spokesperson said, "We estimate that this will reduce Netflix traffic on European networks by around 25% while also ensuring a good quality service for our members." Not only that, but Bloomberg has also reported that YouTube will be reducing the quality to standard definition or 480p across the globe. As of now, the users will still have the option to watch in high definition if they want, but now they will have to explicitly choose to. If the problem is not resolved soon, then YouTube may even not allow this anymore. Twitter has been exploding due to this, where on one hand we are able to record 6K video on a smartphone, on the other hand we are restricted to watch only 480p content. That is crazy. In the latest news, Android police also reported that YouTube has capped the streaming quality to 480p in India due to coronavirus. Moving on, let's talk about Apple. Apple released iOS 13.4 along with latest macOS, watchOS and tvOS on 24th March. It turns out to be a major update. There are several bug fixes and other performance improvements. In his iOS 13.4 video, Brandon mentioned it has the best battery life ever on iOS 13. This also quite possibly is the last major release of iOS 13 as WWDC is expected on June 1st, where Apple will be showcasing their new software including iOS 14. Talking about WWDC, due to the virus, it will be in a completely new online experience as per Apple. Brandon also mentioned in his video that some people are experiencing bad connectivity on FaceTime occasionally. This could be a bug in iOS 13.4 or it could simply be due to the extra stress on the internet around the globe. We will have to wait and see whether there is some bug or temporary connectivity issue. Also, with iOS 13.4, FaceTime no more connects with older devices with iOS 9. It kind of makes sense as iOS 9 is quite old now, but nevertheless, if you know someone who is on iOS 9, you will not be able to FaceTime them with iOS 13.4. Also, there was a very strange bug that was introduced in iOS 13.4. If you 3D touch or haptic touch on your settings icon and then click Bluetooth, it will cause the settings screen to crash. It happens in almost all devices including iPad. Our favorite and probably the biggest feature introduced in the latest macOS and iOS 13.4 is iCloud folder sharing. This takes iCloud to the next level. We have been internally using this for about a week now in parallel with Dropbox, which we generally use, and so far it has been absolutely fantastic. Thanks to Max Weinbach, we have screenshots of an upcoming feature in iOS 14, Carkey. iOS 14 code obtained by 9to5 Mac reveals that iPhone will be working with BMW for this futuristic feature. This feature could work with NFC, but it is expected to work with the ultra-wideband with U1 or upcoming U2 chip. 9to5 Mac also states that this will allow users to share their car keys with different users via iMessage with a possible expiry date. This is really cool. It seems that even in this pandemic, the tablet market is heating up. Max Weinbach retweeted that Amazon Germany says the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite will be released on April 2nd. The LTE version is around €430 as listed on Amazon. There are also reports that Samsung has started development of its next flagship tablet. It is speculated that Samsung may name it Galaxy Tab S20. Now, it is not sure whether Samsung will be releasing two different tabs or will it be only one tab that is being referred different. Anyways, it does confirm that Samsung is launching a tablet, a successor to their Galaxy Tab S6 fairly soon. While Samsung is planning to release their next tablet, Apple already did that. While Samsung is planning to release their next tablet, Apple already did that by releasing their long-rumored 2020 iPad Pro with a triple lens camera setup. It is a quite unique camera setup with a wide-angle lens, ultra-wide lens, and a LIDAR light detection and ranging sensor, which is basically a depth sensor on steroids. Apple showcased how LiDAR sensor works. Apple also mentioned that this technology is being used in the Mars rover as well. This is amazing and this opens several possibilities on the iPad for the future. As of now, however, this will mainly be used for AR stuff. Also, strangely, even with LIDAR sensor and depth sensing capabilities, you cannot take a portrait photo. Maybe this is something that will be added in the near future. Also, Apple did not power the 2020 iPad Pro with A13X chip as expected, but rather A12Z chip, which is the same as A12X chip with one additional GPU core enabled, which was present in A12X as well. It is a sort of disappointment. However, Apple did raise the amount of RAM to 6 GB across the board, which was previously 4 GB for the 11-inch model. Even more sad news is there is no improvement in physical integrity of iPad. It is very prone to bending and even cracking. Therefore, a case is highly recommended. There were no high expectations for the new iPad to be stronger than the 2018 iPad Pro, but there seems to be no improvement at all. With iPadOS 13.4, Apple added a bunch of features as well. The main feature specifically for iPad is trackpad support, designed carefully keeping in mind that the main input method for iPad is touch. When the cursor is moved to a non-touch point, the cursor wraps around and once you move it comes back. Very cool stuff. With the iPad, Apple also released a new Magic Keyboard for iPad with backlit keys and trackpad. With this, Apple has taken the iPad one step closer to being a genuine laptop replacement. The new Magic Keyboard has a very unique floating design. Some reviewers are concerned on whether this floating design will be lappable or no. We will have to wait until the keyboard comes out in May. The keyboard is not cheap. It costs $300 for the 11-inch and $350 for 12.9-inch models. Let's wait and see if it's worth it. The tablet news does not end here. According to John Prosser of Front Page Tech, his inside sources at Apple have told him that a new iPad is coming at the end of 2020. This new iPad will have major changes. This iPad is rumored to have 5G capability, micro LED panel instead of the standard LED display for better power efficiency. Also, John reports that this iPad will have A14X chip inside it. Given all that, it will be sensible to assume that it will have a higher starting price, probably around $1,000. Let's shift gears and talk about the upcoming iPhone. With the inclusion of LiDAR sensor in iPad, it is safe to assume that the next iPhone will have a LiDAR scanner as well. This will enable the iPhone to have the same AR capabilities as the new iPad. There are some contradictory reports regarding the release of iPhone 12. While the suppliers have reported that Apple has not asked them to stop production, John is reporting that iPhone will be 1 to 2 months late. John reports that his sources have told him that engineers need to travel to China to finalize a few things, and due to the current travel bans, that is not possible, and that is the reason for delay. However, in the latest news regarding this, Bloomberg reports that 5G iPhone is still on schedule for fall. However, future products could be delayed. When mentioning future products, maybe Bloomberg is talking about the 5G iPad Pro. All we can do at this point is speculate, as both these are reputable sources. Let's hope that this situation gets resolved as soon as possible. Let's talk a bit about iPhone 9 SE 2. Everything Apple Pro reports that Apple is being pressurized by the stakeholders to release the new budget iPhone in April, and Apple is forced to consider that. I believe that the release of iPhone in all this chaos, especially when the cases of coronavirus in USA are increasing, will be a wrong move. Let's see what Apple decides in the coming days. Let's talk about Huawei. Huawei recently released their new flagship phones, the P40 series. These phones have all the top-notch specs with 10x optical zoom. We are not covering that today. What I wanted to share regarding that was Huawei adding a smart assistant named Celia. You can now invoke the assistant by saying, "Hey Celia." The funny thing is that quite often it will open up Siri on your iPhone as well. "Hey Celia,
Yes.
hey Celia."
Hello.
I found this hilarious and wanted to share it with you guys. In the last news today, let's talk about Airpower. Apple announced this product with iPhone X and iPhone 8 back in September 2017. At the time of announcement, Apple said that this product will be released in 2018. It kept on getting delayed and delayed before finally Coincidentally, on the same date last year, March 29, Apple officially cancelled the product. This was very disappointing for tech fans. If you don't know what Airpower was, it basically was supposed to be a supercharging pad where you could place your devices anywhere on the pad to wirelessly charge them with some cool animations in iOS.
It's a mat that you place your iPhone 8 or iPhone 10 down, and it just starts to charge. And there's a beautiful new interface. It doesn't stop there. You can place your Series 3 Apple Watch down on it, and it starts to charge as well. And you can place your AirPods with the optional new wireless charging case on it, and it starts to charge as well. They all charge.
Airpower was supposed to have an abundance of coil in layers to achieve this. While the idea was hot, the actual prototype devices were even hotter. Apple could not find a solution for their heat problem in the Airpower, and therefore they were forced to cancel this product. Everyone had made their peace with it until one gig gave us hope.
Don't.
Don't what?
Don't give me hope.
John reports that Apple is working on Airpower again from scratch. They have changed a few things. Instead of more small sized coils, Apple is experimenting with fewer larger coils. The material used this time for the pad itself will be leather. All this is to solve the heating problem. John also reported that the current problem is the Apple Watch, and Apple says that Airpower without Apple Watch support is unacceptable. This is really exciting. If Apple figures out and releases this product, this could be a very hot selling accessory for them. Let's hope Apple figures it out and we get Airpower soon. That is all for today. Hopefully you learned something new. If you did, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up. Also make sure to subscribe. We will be sharing an update on the Airpower story very soon with one of our prototype solutions. Until next time, stay home, stay safe, over and out.